Alright, so welcome everybody. We're finally on the air. It's our first episode, our first podcast of the Elusive Minds podcast. Just to give everybody an introduction of who we are and what we're about, my name is Michael Centeno. I'm going to go around the table and introduce everybody.
First of all, I had no idea this was Elusive Minds. I thought this was something different because I left Elusive Minds a long time ago. But but in all seriousness, my name is Ernersto Sandoval. I'm a UCLA alumni. I graduated with a major in theater. And yeah, I've been a filmmaker since I was 14 when I first did a documentary for Theatrices with Mike. Yeah, I've just been interested in film ever since then.
All right, I guess I'm next. Adolfo Hernandez, and I've been with Elusive Minds for a few years now. My main strength, like if we were the Fox Force 5, would be writing. I love especially theater. My heroes are Christopher Durang and David Mamet and Neil Simon. I mean, just witty dialogue. I guess if you want to say writing's my thing, right on.
Neil Simon's high school, by the way.
What?
Sorry.
I really think we should have did this like differently as far as introducing each other, because none of our credentials are really going to compare to Mr.
UCLA.
Like UCLA grad. So that's kind of unfair. We should have saved
No.
it for last.
I'm a Berkeley grad. Just
We'll fix it in post.
just no theater.
Well, that's what I mean. Nathan, been doing film with Mike since '99.
Wow.
Writing, acting, little directing. That's pretty much it. Michael, explain the rest.
Cool. Michael Centeno. Nate and I started filmmaking back in '99 after we graduated high school. The main idea was that we wanted to write and direct our own feature-length film. It took us about 2 years from beginning writing the script to the end, so we had a finished project. It took about 2 years in the making. Obviously, it didn't pan out the way we kind of planned. In retrospect, the film was really bad, but it basically served as our film school, as our training. We didn't go to UCLA or we didn't go to Berkeley or any type of film school, but that served.
And it shows.
It does, actually.
And that basically gave us the foundation for like how to direct, how to write, how to edit. We were self-taught in a lot of ways, and now 12 years later. We're still pursuing it. We're still doing the filmmaking, and now we're doing this podcast. And one of the ideas behind the podcast is I recently got into listening to podcasts online, and what I found was that there's a lack of representation in the Latino community, quote unquote, or just minorities in general. And I felt like with films specifically, like when you watch films and when people talk about films, I would always find with these podcasts there's some things that people would make remarks about or point out that maybe other people didn't really notice, Just little maybe racist things here and there, or like characters. Like growing up, like as minority, you see things and like it just doesn't fit. You're like, what the hell, So we'll get into that with this podcast and stuff. But just to give people an idea of everybody's personalities, if we could go around and just talk about maybe what are some of your top films and if any TV shows you guys are currently watching, and just to get a feel. We all come from different, perspectives and different opinions, and you'll find that maybe you'll gravitate to one's likenesses more than others. So, Ernesto, do you want to talk about some of your top films?
Yeah, sure. One of my favorite comedies is The Big Lebowski. It's a great film, great writing.
Still never seen that.
What?
So I still never. My friend let me borrow that about 2 years ago, and it's still fucking sitting there collecting dust. I've never seen that thing.
You should watch it, dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
Really good. And I guess I hear this a lot with Latinos, but everyone seems to like Amores Perros. But it's just such a great film, and I don't even think that's I think genuinely, universally, everyone likes that film just because it deals with a lot of really good story elements.
It's just that second act, dude. If they would just cut that second act,
that's true. That's true.
That's the old man one?
No, the second one is the one with the girl and the dog.
Yeah, I don't really.
The girl with
she just smashes the floor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like the first and the third one were awesome, but that second one could have been trimmed a little bit.
That old guy, tore me apart.
I love that scene, by the way, the one they want to cut. No, actually, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, this guy needs to shut up. And my other favorite ones are like Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
You haven't seen that?
No. Just the title. The title. I was
It's
like,
just-
dude, the title's this long.
It's
This
such,
movie's
a,
probably gonna
it's such a
drag.
beautiful film. It is such a beautiful film, man.
Brad Pitt's pretty.
Yeah.
Ugh.
You gotta love the pit.
Great ass. And I also like. I think this is. I have sort of a bias though with this film because I actually like met the actor, but I really love There Will Be Blood because after I saw it,
I haven't seen it either.
It was a good film, by the way.
Yeah, after I saw
Very
it,
good.
you know, the actor came out, Dan Day-Lewis, and I got to meet him. So that experience alone, I think that's why I have that bias. Because everyone was talking about like that year, 2007, No Country for Old Men. But I was like, man,
I hate that movie.
Fuck No
I
Country
hate
for
that
Old
movie.
Men. Some people would be like, I mean, it's a good film, but I don't think it's like a masterpiece. But I know a lot of people that would disagree with me. But
So would that be like your top three? Like no particular order, or just like?
top like 4, I said.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Sorry.
yeah. I mean, sorry. It's just. I mean, they're up there. I mean, right off the bat, I think those are like really solid films.
What about TV? You into any TV at all?
Not recent TV. I mean, I did see like old like episodes of The Wire. I've seen The Wire. That's a pretty well put together, well written.
Did you
show.
watch the whole thing, or just?
I've seen 2 seasons of it. I know there's 4
Yeah, I
seasons.
saw
of
the
it.
first season. It was
Yeah.
really good. Really
Yeah.
good writing.
It's really good. And comedy, I love Arrested Development. I think that's
Yeah, I
definitely.
never got into that.
This
You're
guy
gonna,
ain't seen it.
you're gonna find that we're probably the worst people to do a podcast about filmmaking because we don't go out to the movies that much.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, so that TV shows. I don't really watch too much TV, but
Okay.
yeah, I think NCIS is a joke.
Adolfo, your top films and
All right, so I was born and raised on 80s movies. Like, that's my generation. And then 90s, when Tarantino blew up, that's when things got real for me. So my favorite film of all time is Empire Strikes Back. I don't think there's a more perfect drama. Just
Yikes.
spiritual, action, fucking love story. Perfect for me. And then you have to talk about the 90s and True Romance and the John Woo films. And so Tarantino to me is like one of the heroes. But on the other side, Woody Allen. Laugh all you want.
These are all terrible movies.
Annie Hall. When I saw that movie, that moment, I knew that's what I wanted to make. I wanted to make an Annie Hall.
That's his best one.
I wanted to make an Annie Hall, and
so what do you think about Woody Allen?
It's just Woody Allen. Annie Hall was like it was good, but he's just I try to get into his films, and it's
no, I agree. It's a little up there for most common people. For the commoner.
I saw Match Point. People were like, "Oh, this film is phenomenal." You see Match Point?
I loved it.
Really?
Well, I mean, I wasn't one of his best, but
I feel like
drama.
I feel like a 5-year-old wrote that movie.
Wow.
It was so stupid.
Match Point, if you cut out the first hour, amazing film. You cut out the first hour.
Basically, we
amazing
want to
film.
re-edit some of these movies.
What it is the pacing. It's very, I mean, he's
No,
obviously
the
into
protagonist is a fucking idiot. It's
No,
just,
no. See, I
Did
think
you guys hear? He just recently tried to commit suicide.
the
Yeah,
protagonist.
That was
Jonathan
it?
Rhys
Yeah,
Meyers.
yeah.
I
The
heard
guy for
about
the
that,
tuners. Oh my god, dude.
Damn.
Oh, I'm rich. I got problems.
yeah. Damn,
Jesus Christ. Nothing gets me more upset than privileged people.
Holy shit.
With problems.
Oh, God.
All right, we'll just,
Yeah, I
we'll-
just didn't really like
Go ahead,
that.
sorry,
And
go
then
ahead.
John Woo, that's ridiculous. He's an
Fucking-
action director.
All right, look, the pigeons and shit, that was amazing.
God
when you see
damn.
when you see Mickey Mouse and Dumbo like in the final fight and like in the church and there are doves, that's beautiful. That's
And then True Romance.
Well-
True Romance was okay, but I mean,
True Romance. The
I
dialogue.
wouldn't name it.
The first time I ever felt cool was being able to quote True Romance and fucking.
you're the only one, dude.
No, dude. The dialogue was so great. And,
It is well written. It is a very well written film.
And you tell the angels in heaven, that scene. Fuck. But TV, I'm more into comedies. I was a huge fan of the Ben Stiller Show when I was a kid. I thought it was
okay.
so clever. And then as far as writing influences, there are 3 shows that stick out. Twilight Zone. Everything you needed about humanity is in the Twilight Zone episodes.
True,
Like
true.
How many
storytelling.
episodes of Twilight Zone do you think you watched? Do
2?
you think you watched? No.
I've seen 2. The one with the guy on the airplane, right? And then like
The one with the nose, right?
Yeah, the pig nose.
Twilight Zone is some crazy shit, dude.
yeah, I mean
Twilight Zone is deep, dude.
Yeah.
It's really deep for that time. I'm curious to wonder, like, when people back then, when they watched it, were they like tripping out like now, or was it like?
oh my god.
If you
like-
watch it now, you're like tripping out on stuff. on
Right.
things,
Back
but, like,
then.
yeah, people are no
Jesus.
more simpler, perhaps.
I think this also like Twilight Zone ties into like a lot of like what J.J. Abrams is trying to do with talking, especially Battlestar Galactica. Like, I know, nerd, but talking about shit that's going on now through sci-fi, and you can address religion and race and economics, and that's what Twilight Zone is so, universal. As far as other shows go, you're about prepared to be disappointed. Golden Girls.
That's a good show, dude.
It's a great show.
A good show.
It's the
I watch Golden Girls.
Dude, that's a great fucking show.
One-liners are fucking brilliant.
And Tarantino came out on that. Everybody came out on that.
Elvis.
Really?
Tarantino, that was his first acting or big-time acting gig. He played Elvis. Who else was there? Was it like Bill Maher and...
You're making shit up.
No,
you know what? AC Slater was on the other day. He was on TV. He was a little kid. Well, go ahead.
And
you don't like Golden Girls Day?
No, I do. I always like that reference, the Shady Pines reference. I use that on my fucking grandma till this day. When she's saying the Shady Pines it's basically the house that she came from. They took her in from Shady Pines. It's supposedly the Estelle Getty, right?
Estelle Getty, yeah.
Yeah, and it's supposedly like a piece of shit retirement home or whatever. So every time she's talking shit and they want her to be quiet and set her straight, they go, "Mom, Shady Pines," and she just sits there all quiet.
You use that on your grandma?
All the time, dude. Like, Grandma, can you iron my shirt, please? I'm going out, so and so. I don't want to. Shady Pines, Grandma.
Damn, iron your shirt.
She'll laugh like half the time.
I don't know.
Shut up, dude. She has nothing better to do. All right, let's go.
And one last show, Married with Children, only because it was so for its time. It was just exactly perfect for its time. It was fueled with sex and insults and just great insult comedy. I loved it. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, I agree with that last one.
I think everybody agrees with Married with Children, at least our generation.
Well, you know what? It also is the fact that I was a teenager, and so. Yeah,
I was fucking 5 when.
Dude, what I love Married with Children is like when they throw the dummies off the side of the roof.
Oh god,
I think that's genius.
So obvious, but so amazing.
Yeah, so funny, so genius. And when they're working on like the projects, him and the neighbor, all of the neighbor, he's like drilling a hole in the wood. He's like, "Let me know when you see it come through."
Well, as far as films, the first one's a little cliche, but it's always been my favorite. Is Pulp Fiction.
That's good.
Pulp Fiction's just always something that really started everything for me as far as film, as far as writing. A lot of stuff you talked about, Tarantino. Another one, Fight Club.
Yeah.
This one, I thought it was gonna change, almost change the world. Just all the ideals they had about the whole corporations and the working class and everything. At that time, I really thought it was gonna change everything. Shows how fucking stupid I was, I guess, because it didn't change a damn thing. For me, things went downhill from 99, but that's neither here nor there.
Pretty much after you graduated high school.
Yeah, that's it.
It's more of a personal thing.
We'll talk about that later.
That's another show.
I guess more of the recent ones, not too recent, but somewhat recent, was Watchmen. Watchmen, I really love. Just I don't know, for some reason I feel it encapsulated a lot of my different personalities with each character. And
I think they're all pretty much psychopaths.
Well, yeah, then it says a lot. Like I said, going back to the year of 99. But
Actually, I thought that movie was pretty bad. It's just the book is really good.
I heard.
Did you read the book?
No, I didn't read it. But as far as the movie, I thought, I've only seen the director's cut, and then when I seen the regular one, it's like, this is a piece of shit.
No, the director's cut is pretty decent.
Yeah. Dude, I have the 3-hour edition right there with all the animation included.
Oh, that's right, you still have that.
Dude, that's a mission though. That's like 3.5 hours.
Did you see it yet or no?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh god.
I didn't want to watch it by myself because I think I could hide.
Yeah, dude, the book is so much fucking.
But when I first saw the movie, I thought it was seamless. Like there was not a boring.
Did you watch
part
it in the theater or on DVD? You watched it on DVD?
I watched it on DVD. Yeah. And then the other thing, just going to TV shows, I'm more in line with Ernesto. Like I watch TV, but none of them I would really consider my favorites. All of mine have pretty much been canceled or done. Like I thought The Shield was amazing, the best show that I've ever seen from beginning to end. The season finale was wow. Still think about that.
Yeah, the show was fucking intense. Dude.
It was. I was part of the whole Lost phenomenon, which I'm not really. I don't know if I'm glad to say that or ashamed
no, you know
to
what?
say it.
I said, Lost actually.
We need to do a whole episode on Lost. We could do a whole retrospect, even though it's not on the air and it's irrelevant. Like much of the stuff we're saying.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea.
It is irrelevant.
It's not irrelevant because
did you get into Lost? You didn't get into it.
No, fuck Lost.
Another one, I guess, which is ending in. I don't know, is it September 11th it's ending? Rescue Me.
Oh.
Rescue Me has always been good. Dennis Leary is amazing in that. I heard he was a real asshole on the set too, though.
I saw him on
That's
Jon
probably
Stewart
most
for
people.
that. He
seems like he'd be a jerk.
Yeah. But that's pretty much as far as my TV shows. So, Mike, go ahead. It's your turn.
All right. Well, it's kind of hard, like, when you to think of your top movies, because there's some movies, like you said, there's some of the movies that kind of inspired us to really get into the filmmaking. And I think a lot of that would, the trinity for me would be like Robert Rodriguez, Kevin Smith, and Tarantino.
Right.
Because Kevin Smith and Tarantino, it was like, okay, Tarantino was like the language, the dialogue, the scripts, right? Kevin Smith was just like the screenwriting as well, but just really like how you could totally do it low budget, right? And then Robert Rodriguez was just the creativity of it all, you know, like mixing it all together, and the fact that he was brown, you know, that always helped a lot.
That helps.
So like with like Desperado, Pulp Fiction, and like Clerks, those were really like the big ones that really inspired me to be like a filmmaker. But then there's movies that recently, like, that I watched. The biggest one I think would be Children of Men. Like, when I watched that one blew me away.
Oh, yeah.
I rewatched it just because you mentioned that, and I don't see it. No, I'm kidding. No, Clive Owen's a badass, though, except for that shoot 'em up movie. God damn.
Dude, what a fucking horrible movie. Shoot 'em up? Oh my god.
I went to Comic-Con to hear, like, the trailer for it, and he said it's John Woo's wet... No, John Woo fucking spit on that.
Yeah, well, I don't know about John Woo, but like...
What's with the John Woo haters?
Dude, John Woo!
John Woo is a fucking badass. Chow Yun-Fat in his prime, badass.
Although I will say John Woo is definitely better than Robert Rodriguez.
Damn.
Whoa, I don't know about that.
Yeah. We'll get into that later.
Robert Rodriguez is an idiot.
Just because the past 6 films haven't been good.
Oh my god.
But like, okay, so like those, like, so a lot of times too, I look at like the filmmaker like as a whole, you know, because it's hard to. And what you're finding with me is that I'm very forgiving when it comes to films. I like watching, or I kind of enjoy a lot of films that are pretty bad. So I'm kind of, because ever since we did that film, man, it's like you gotta give credit to anybody that's able to finish a film, you know?
Oh yeah.
Like you listen, it's rare like the directors will talk out, but there's been some films where like directors will come out and say like this film is like totally not what I had envisioned it for it to be, you know? And then like the studio completely messed it up and all this stuff. So
right.
I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into what, you know, a lot of people always want to blame the director, but there's, you know, actors working with actors, producers, who knows, you know? But definitely Children of Men. The Hustler is also like a 19. I think it's like 40s or something. It's one of my favorites. I like the themes and Paul Newman a lot. And I mean, I don't know. There's a bunch of other ones, but I think those are kind of like the top for now. As far as TV, the one that really set it off was like 24.
That's right.
I think
I love
24. I think that first season of 24 was like amazing. I think it pretty much changed television forever.
That's true.
With the idea of like creating really like intense dramatic plots over a season, you know, where like episodic television was totally different. And then once 24 came out, then you had shows like Sopranos that blew it up, you know, on the HBO, on the Showtime level. And then like Lost, definitely was a big fan of Lost. I like the way it ended. One of the two I'm fan about that. Like the last
I love the way it ended. I thought it was amazing.
The last episode was a perfect ending for that season. The last episode for the ending of the series, not so much. But still, I still got to give it to him. You know, that was pretty. It was pretty amazing.
Those guys, the creators were so lost, didn't even know how to end it.
No, they went for it. They went for it.
Yeah.
And you know what? And what I don't like is that it was a bait and switch. Again, like I told you, like I was telling these guys earlier, J.J. Abrams is all about like a magic trick.
fucking Abrams.
He's all about Abrams. You know, the producers on one of the Comic-Con panels are talking about how J.J. Abrams, he gets all this credit, but that he didn't do shit. He wrote
the pilot.
He didn't even do that.
He set up the story.
He didn't even do that.
That's not what I did.
What the fuck did he do?
He directed the pilot episode.
I heard that.
That sounds good.
I heard he fixed the script, like the original concept, like of just stranded people. Like he came up with a better idea, and they just went with it.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
We're gonna look into it.
We'll
Confirm next time.
We'll have our best people work on that, folks. We won't let you down.
But so like Big Love. I think Big Love is like Big Love on HBO. I think it's one of the best casted shows on TV. Like all the characters, really, the actors, like for each character is phenomenal. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So hopefully that kind of gives a sense of everybody's where we stand with films and stuff. And obviously, I think we're all kind of in line, but there's some disagreements here and there. Do you guys want to talk about like anything recently that you guys watched that was really good? As far as like out in the theaters or anything?
Sorry, Mike, you haven't seen that.
Well, you don't have to talk about it. Just say if it's good or not good. Or...
What?
Any good?
Mike hasn't seen Super 8.
You haven't seen Super 8?
Yeah, that's
You
the
saw
thing.
it?
God damn it.
Is it good? Yay or nay?
It's decent. It's
Is it worth-
It's
worth
entertaining, yes. That's a good way of
Is
putting
it
it.
worth watching in the theaters?
Yeah, I think it's a
Oh,
theater
it's
movie.
definitely worth watching in the
It's a theater
theaters.
movie, yeah.
One of the funniest, I guess, things that I heard about it. One of my friends went to go see it, and this was his line. I liked the movie. He said, "You know what? If I was 10 years old, that movie would have been fucking badass."
That's true.
But I'm not. It makes sense though. I
No,
mean,
it does. I would agree with that.
Actually, that statement right there has a lot to do with like all the '80s memories a lot of people have. Like, if you like, Mike, I'm trying to get him to watch Goonies, but I don't know.
I've never seen Goonies.
I don't know if
Yeah.
he'll get it.
my
now.
God.
You
Well,
dirty
one of the
mother.
things-
You are such a child.
Goonies never say die, my friend.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I have it and it's sitting right there, but the thing is, like, if I watch it now, like, I'm totally removed from it. So, you know, like, everybody that loves it now loves it because it was one of those films that they
true.
watched
Yeah.
growing up.
You
So
can
if I
still
watch
watch
it
it.
now, I'm so disconnected.
You can still
for the
watch
time.
it.
You think it'll still be good?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the
so.
films that we think are shit as adults, like kids, like teenagers, they're gonna love.
Rad is definitely on the top.
Rad.
The top films of all time, dude. You can't deny it. What about
Being the cue.
what do you guys think about all the movies that are coming out this summer? I was actually pretty excited for all the summer movies.
For what?
Well, I
For what?
got midnight tickets for Harry Potter.
I already saw it. And
What's up, dog?
I already saw the Harry Potter movie, and I loved it, man.
Did you really?
I cried like Warner Brothers. Thank you, Warner Brothers.
Fuck.
I cried. I was crying at some point.
Did you read the books and shit?
I read the last book only. I know it sounds bullshit, but I didn't want
Get the
anyone
fuck outta
ruining.
here. Get out.
I didn't want.
Get out.
I didn't want anyone ruining the ending for me, so I read
God
it.
damn it.
Well, I read I read the first 3 books and I watched the first film, so I'm still trying to catch up. At the
Got a lot of work to do.
rate that I'm going, I should be able to watch it around 2020.
But if you're just a fan of the films, like,
Right, yeah,
it
I
was
feel like- yeah.
great payoff. Like,
You weren't excited about anything this summer, Nate?
No. Transformers, and I didn't get to see it.
Well, it's still out, dude. This is
Well,
still-
But if
still-
you
I'm
don't
still
see it
trying to
within
see
the
Super
first
8.
week or two, it's kind of like you're not really gonna go see it.
damn.
Let's go, dude. I'm done.
All right, that's cool. That sounds good to me.
I mean, I'm interested
What
in Cowboys and Aliens.
I don't know that.
I don't know why anybody has interest in that.
Are you
Yeah, my
serious?
only interest in that is
Harrison Ford.
the
Oh, you
director,
don't like
fucking
that
Jon
guy.
Favreau.
He's an okay
no, I like Harrison Ford. I don't like the main guy,
Yeah.
but still,
Oh,
even
that's
the
right. Oh, you
title.
like Daniel Craig.
Dude, Daniel Craig was great in Layer Cake. He was great in James.
was okay in
the
Layer
first
Cake.
James Bond. No, it was great. It was great.
Dude,
You don't
the
know- it's just
title, Cowboys and Aliens, and the trailers. I don't even think
Well,
the
that's the
trailers
thing,
that
though.
good.
Like,
But
John,
yet, I am going to go see it in theaters.
because what's the name directed it? The fans, right?
John
So-
Favreau.
Look,
So you gotta
we-
trust that he would do a good job.
No, that's why I'm going to go see
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. I just want to throw this out there to our audience. I think Swingers is a Woody Allen film for our.
Oh my god.
It's straight up a rip off of like some of his best like dialogue.
I do
characters.
not agree.
By the way,
think
Jon
so.
Favreau, I feel like he doesn't really do anything different as a director. He's like,
No, Iron Man. I think he did a great
I mean,
job.
I feel like
with,
it's-
with an action film versus like a
I don't know.
talking film.
I guess technically, and I don't know, storytelling wise, I feel like he's nothing new.
Oh well.
He still does good movies, but it's not.
He's a competent director. I'll give you that.
You weren't excited about any of the comic book movies coming
No, I was
out,
gonna
Nate?
say okay. Let go of Cowboy and Aliens. The only reason why I'm excited for Captain America because I'm a big Chris Evans fan.
Okay.
Really?
Say ever,
I've never heard anybody.
no, I am.
Never heard anyone
He's a
say
good
that.
actor. He's a
He
good
is,
actor.
and like he
badass
was a
in
piece of
Sunshine.
shit in Fantastic Four, but
I think that wasn't his fault.
well, no, yeah, it wasn't.
He did the best he could with that script.
And I'm
great
forgetting
in,
the name of that other
Sunshine.
movie at this time. Sunshine. He was fucking amazing in Sunshine.
You was seen Sunshine and stuff?
Yes, I've seen Sunshine.
with Cillian Murphy, and I
Yeah,
thought he
yeah,
was great in
yeah.
that movie.
By the way, he was
I
also
didn't really
great.
like. I didn't like the. Sorry. I didn't like the ending of that movie, but it's a good movie.
Yeah,
Good
yeah,
performances.
I get what you're saying.
Good performances.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
He was great in another teen movie. Thank you. I think that's how I know him best. I love. By the way,
But
Captain America in the '90s, like that series was fucking. I love Captain.
No, I do want to see Captain America, but I mean,
did
this
you read
isn't.
any of the books at all? Captain America, the comic books?
I'm
growing up?
sure I read at least one or two.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
He wasn't one of my favorite comic book heroes, but I'm sure I read one or two.
Did you know the director of Captain America is the director of The Rocketeer?
Oh
Really?
god.
You don't like The Rocketeer?
Rocketeer was
Oh,
good.
God.
Dude, The
Wait,
Rocketeer is
what's his name?
badass. I don't know the director's name.
Wait, didn't he
The
also?
Rocketeer is called the film.
No, what was the director?
I don't know the director. I don't know the name.
Fuck, isn't he the same guy who also directed Casino Royale? I could be wrong.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, this
But
has
it's a
fucking
director.
bad
Oh, I'm
news
thinking
written
Mark
all
Hamill.
over it.
Dude, I'm telling you, the Casino Royale was a great movie.
Dude, it's a great movie.
See?
There we go.
Daniel
go.
Craig,
I
dude.
don't know.
Those blue eyes. Oh my god.
The Bond films, the new ones, I don't think so.
Really?
You need
Dude,
to...
these guys, man.
I mean, no, they're
He's
action
blonde. I don't want to
guess.
see it.
No, seriously, just giving him finally, like, the respect that a character needs in depth. That was great.
Seriously, man. James Bond is like complex in those movies, whereas before he's just like a fucking just an invincible.
Especially with Pierce Brosnan, that fucker never looks scared. He's just like, people are shooting at me.
We're
No,
the
but he has
submarine,
that
it's
look,
okay.
though, dude. He has that look. He's
The
pretty-
thing, and the thing
Whatever.
is, in your guys' defense, my favorite 007 was Timothy Dalton, and he was rated the worst 007.
Oh, really?
So,
Holy
So you don't really know anything about that.
I guess not.
All right, look, Sean Connery is James Bond. I mean, when someone goes, I'm like pussy galore, and he goes, of course you are. That's fucking badass.
That's weird, bro. That's weird.
That's not. That fucker had a mean glove in one movie. A mean glove, and
So what were you
That
saying?
is weird. I'd like. Oh, never mind.
So what were you saying about Captain America? Then? That's the one you're looking for?
No, that's probably one of the only ones that I'm looking forward to this summer. I mean, I don't know, name a few others
Thor?
because there was nothing. Oh fuck, Thor.
No? Did you watch it?
No, I didn't. I heard it was horrible though.
It wasn't that bad.
people were ragging on Green Lantern, and I
haven't seen Green
I thought it was
Lantern.
alright. It
Did you
wasn't
watch
the
it?
worst piece of shit.
Green
I've ever
Lantern, but
seen.
see, but Green Lantern, you're going into it. You know what you know exactly. Like for the trailers, you know,
It's
you
a
can't
CGI
take- yeah,
horror.
you're not gonna take it. Yeah. It's,
Actually, the main character sucked, but the main villain.
but
not-
Green Lantern, dude, the books, those are deep, dude. The stories in the comic books.
the
When
one you
they're
let me,
talking about-
the one you let me.
Not necessarily, but once they get into like the fear and then like all the different lantern colors and like the universe.
Sinestro in that movie was worth the movie
Yeah.
to me. Like he was fucking great acting.
So no Green Lantern for it. You don't like?
No,
Green
I would have seen it, but I just didn't.
Lantern? Okay.
But I mean, there's nothing really like. Well, I can't wait for this goddamn film to come out. I
Super-
think
were you
Super
exci-
8
were you
was
excited
the
about
only
that?
one. Yeah, I was excited, and it wasn't as a big payoff, but it was still pretty good.
Yeah.
Actually, Harry Potter for me and Deathly Hallows Part 2 was the one I was looking forward to.
Yeah, I really
And it was
wanna
great.
check it out.
It was great.
What about Transformers? Do you guys like the
I
Transformers?
liked Part 2 more than I liked Part 1 because Part 1 disappointed me.
Part 2 was the worst
What?
movie ever.
Part 1
Get the hell out of here!
Let me explain why.
Oh
why.
my
Okay,
God.
so Part 1 disappointed me. Part 2,
God.
my expectations were so gutterball that I just accepted the fact this movie is just going to be robots beating the shit out of each other. And when I went in with that, it was fun and entertaining. I loved it.
Did you see the third one?
No, not yet.
Okay.
All right. What about?
Revenge of the Fallen is the worst thing I've ever seen.
I
Next to
agree.
Miami Vice.
I agree.
Yeah.
Well,
Next to what?
Miami Vice.
Oh, Miami Vice is bad. This is Miami Vice?
no.
Oh, dude, it is bad.
And that was a Michael Mann film, right?
Oh, man.
I love that guy too.
Michael
and I
Mann
didn't
got
see it.
lazy in that film.
Dude,
Did he?
There's like, it goes nowhere. It goes nowhere. There's no point in that movie.
Is Jamie Foxx in that?
Yes.
That's all you need to say.
You don't like Jamie Foxx?
Oh my
You
God,
didn't like
this-
Stealth?
There's a movie called... No, I'm kidding. Jamie Foxx, his ego, like, after I saw him after he won the Academy Awards, his ego was just unbearable, and I can't stand him. Can't stand him.
Hater.
I think it's racist, but go ahead.
It's not racist. I just don't like Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, what I did see the third Transformers, and it was better than the second one.
Really?
But I like the first one.
Really, I didn't like the first one. It was just I just felt cheated. And second one,
I think I like the first one because I wasn't expecting anything. Like I had such low expectations.
But did you guys? But you're like way too young to be playing with Transformers when you're little, right?
No, but I remember like
cartoons?
Yeah, I remember the cartoons and stuff.
Did you like the Transformers when you were a little kid?
I just want to interject that when I went to go see Transformers the movie, the cartoon movie back in the 80s, I cried because they stole
Yeah, you
Optimus
cried all the
Prime.
films.
I cry during commercials, telenovelas.
Oh my god.
No, because the people.
Do we want to go around and talk about all the films that made you cry?
Nope.
No. All right, just real quick. Let me finish this up. So they destroyed Optimus
Deep
Prime
Impact
to
made me
get
cry once.
really Deep Impact.
I don't know why. Not so much the film, but I was going through a lot at the time.
Yeah, dude, Changeling, I was going through some shit in my life and made me cry. I was just like, oh my god, I do love my mom. God damn it.
All right, I'll just end it. Rodimus Prime sucked.
What?
Rodimus Prime?
What the fuck is that?
You don't know who fucking Rodimus Prime is?
I don't know who Rodimus Prime
Oh
is.
my god! For
Is
those
that
of
the
you who
Egyptian
know,
guy?
He watched it. He
I
doesn't
just
know.
remember I was like the second part. I was like, are they trying
my-
to say that the Transformers built the pyramids?
oh god.
Is that what they're trying to say?
Moving right along.
All right, so let's one of the segments I want to do on a weekly thing is talk about Netflix, right? Like one of the things I think we're starting to see is this change in technology and the way we consume media. And Netflix is really changing the game for a lot of things, right? And it has like movie studios really afraid about profits and all that stuff, right? They basically put Blockbuster out of business. It's just changing everything, you know? So do you guys have Netflix streaming?
I do. I have Netflix streaming.
I just got recently canceled, but I'm into Hulu Plus right now. They just got the Criterion Collection up online.
Hulu?
Hulu, and it's
cool.
fucking Hulu Plus actually, and it's fucking beautiful.
But you had the Netflix streaming, right?
I did, and I loved it. But now I'm all about Hulu Plus Criterion.
And then you have the streaming too, right? Netflix.
Yeah, I got the streaming. I mainly use the what's it called, the mailing thing.
Oh, okay.
But then I lost the last envelope, so I don't know what to do now.
You put two of them in one envelope. Just put two DVDs
Yeah.
in the same envelope.
So I could order. No, I only got the one where I could get one DVD at a time. Oh, so now what do I do? It's streaming in one DVD at a time.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
You should call them and find out. But, like, the only thing, the problem I have with the streaming, obviously, is, like, they're older films, right? They don't really have a new release selection. But the other thing is, like, what I find when I have the streaming, like, it's too much, too many options, you know? Like, I'll sit there for, like, an hour trying to figure out what I want to watch. Because I'm so picky, you know? Because I know, like, if I'm going to watch something, I need to commit and watch the whole thing.
That's not necessarily about a Netflix thing, though.
What was the last in their defense?
That's more of a personal thing.
What
Why does Netflix have so many options? God damn it!
We're
was the
open
last
for
thing you watched, though?
sponsorship, so Netflix would be a good
Oh,
sponsor for
Netflix,
us.
we love you. No, okay. What was the last thing you saw on Netflix?
On Netflix?
Yeah.
That I didn't watch?
No, that you streamed or watched, whatever.
Did you say that I didn't watch? It's like I didn't watch a whole.
Let me
list
name
of
those
movies.
4,000 films.
Kids, there are only 4,000 films in existence.
Just let you know. The last thing I watched was the WCW, the Rise and Fall of WCW, the documentary.
Oh, not familiar with that.
No, it's just like it's a documentary talking about WCW, how it became like how it's so. It was like up there with WWF.
Oh,
right?
okay.
And then it just basically like how come all of a sudden they just dropped, you know, and so it was pretty interesting. But like it's all produced by WW. Because WWE and WWF, they bought out WCW. Yeah. They own all that shit now, you know? So, like, the whole documentary is, like, funded by, like, WWF. So you gotta wonder, like, how much of that is, like, kind of slanted, you know?
Right.
Like, because they're, like,
You're worried about the integrity of fake wrestling. Right on, dude. Right on. That blood ain't real. Yes.
You don't understand, dude. There's Nate and I went through how would you say?
Homoerotic.
No, you're right. Go ahead.
I mean, we went through a phase in our lives where we were reintroduced to the world of wrestling. We got really into it at a level that's kind of frightening.
I loved wrestling and Glow when I was a little kid, man. The 80s, Hulk Hogan.
Dude, if you watch Glow on YouTube and you look at that and you look at it and you're like, man, they were wrestling like in high school gyms. Like the sets, they're not even sets. They're like literally like high school gyms with like folding chairs.
So you're saying you've been watching Glow on YouTube?
I was just saying that I was curious. I was curious to see if it was still online.
Oh no, of course. I actually wondered that too. It just didn't
That was a good point.
So have you guys watched anything recently on Netflix?
Before it got canceled, I saw a great film called Cat on the Hot Tin Roof with Elizabeth Taylor and fucking old Blue Eyes.
Paul Newman?
Okay, yeah, I'll go with that.
Unless you watch anything recently.
I think it was like a month ago. I saw this indie film called Chop Shop. That was really good. I forgot the name of the director.
What's it about?
It's about this little kid in like New York. It's about this kid in New York who is just kind of highlighting his life. Him just like stealing from different parts of vehicles and stuff, and how his relationship with his sister, just trying to take care of himself and her.
So it's it's a comedy.
Not a comedy at all.
Is it a foreign film or?
No, it's not a foreign film.
Based in New York.
Based in New York, yeah. Yeah, it's a really good film. I would definitely recommend that. But it's not a feel good movie. So I mean, but there are really good elements. It was a really well done film.
I felt good about your description of it. I just want to say that. I felt good. Maybe not the movie, but the description.
Nate, anything recently you watched on Netflix?
The most recent one was Mad Men. I tried to get into that.
Oh, the show?
Yeah, which it was okay. It's kind of hard to get into. Then this
It's
recent
kind of slower way.
setback. Yeah.
I love the.
But one of the things that really, one of my first things I ordered from Netflix when I first came in was it Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, the Jim Carrey one.
Oh yeah,
You hadn't seen that before?
No, that was like the first movie that I got when I got that because I've been wanting to see it for so long. People tell me how good it was. Damn, that movie was fucking
amazing, right? That's definitely
changed
up
my
there.
life in such a great way, and then fucking destroyed it altogether.
You know, you should read the script.
Amazing.
Actually, you should read the script because
Really?
there's a whole intro that they don't talk about. If you want to hear it right now.
Okay.
Basically, all right. Basically, they keep doing it over and over and over again after the film, and the actual script goes into like in the future. They start off in the future, and she's got this book of memories of him, and they just keep erasing each other over and over. I don't know if that changes anything or makes it better, but I thought that was cool.
That's different.
Yeah. Speaking of summer films, did anyone see Kung Fu Panda too?
I did. I saw it.
I liked it.
I liked it
I
too.
would
Where do you guys get the time to see all these goddamn movies?
I theater hop. If I'm gonna pay, my friend theater hops. He tells me about.
Dude, I know your friend.
Yeah, sometimes he can't afford 3 films, so he'll wake up early, get the matinee price, and
He was making like a big deal of all these summer films. Like, what are you looking forward to? There was really nothing big that I was looking forward to.
No.
So, like besides Harry Potter, I
Yeah.
mean, is there anything that you think
Captain
that was
America,
like?
like I said, Captain America.
Did you ever see that old Captain America movie?
I've seen every Captain America movie and the 70s TV show.
God.
was
That old
great.
one was fucking atrocious.
No, but my problem with this new script is that he's not fighting Nazis.
He's not?
He's fighting Hydra, but they're Nazi-esque, but they're not Nazis.
Nah.
That's what you want.
Dude, give Germany a fucking break, man. Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Did you hear about that in like South Korea, Russia, and Germany? It's called they changed the title to The Avenger.
Seriously?
Yeah, and they were calling that like anti-American, all that shit because they didn't want to call it Captain America.
Well, if they're gonna do that, I'm gonna call Thai food.
Food.
Take that, take that, suckers.
You're a big Captain America fan, though, aren't you? No? Didn't you read the books a lot?
Oh hell yeah! When I was a teenager.
Did you read comic books at all, Ernesto?
No, actually I didn't.
No. But you read The Watchmen.
I read Watchmen, yeah.
Oh, by the way,
But I read that as an adult, though. I mean, I didn't.
Yeah.
Another thing is that like too many superhero movies. I think
Yeah, you feel
need
like
too
it's
many?
it's a
Too
little
many,
too
yeah.
much, yeah.
like Thor and Captain America, like
And Green Lantern.
and Green.
It's
Well,
like, Jesus,
I'm
give
sorry,
me a
it's
break.
DC. No offense, DC fans, but it's DC.
And Iron Man 2, terrible. You
You didn't like Iron Man 2? I thought it was
my
alright.
God.
Iron Man 1 was great.
You clearly don't know good movies.
No, you have to understand, like, I'm high art. I mean, I like Woody Allen. Some people just don't get it. Oh, by the way, Midnight in Paris, kids, go see it. It's one of his better films, and it's a love letter to Paris and the 1920s. And,
He was a fucking American. What does he know about Paris?
well, he's
Nothing.
It's more of a love letter to the artist that, the great Mike Hemingway.
Sure.
and-
Yeah, just try and justify it. It's not gonna.
All right, so
All right.
we're wrapping it up here. Ernesto, we want to talk a little bit about your project that you got going on?
Right now I have an Indiegogo campaign for a feature film that I'm developing right now. It's called The Bathroom Spirit.
Okay, let's talk about what Indiegogo is and the whole crowdsourcing.
Oh,
You wanna
Indiegogo.
Explain how it works.
Indiegogo and Kickstarter are these two like main websites that you can put up ideas. It doesn't have to necessarily be film. You can put like theater ideas, or it can be from like something personal.
Just projects that you need funding for.
Right. So you basically put these projects up, and you ask family members or even people that are surfing the website for donations. And if they like your project, they like what you're doing, they'll donate money to you, and that you can raise money for whatever project you're working on. So I have mine on Indiegogo, and like I said, it's called The Bathroom Spirit.
And just to like clarify a little more, so you kind of got to set yourself a deadline, right? So you say like within 60 days, I'm going to raise $5,000. And with Indiegogo, like if you, no matter how much you raise, say your goal is 5,000, and at the end of 2 months you only get 3,500, you still keep that 3,500. But on Kickstarter, it's a little different where if
Right.
your goal is 5,000 and you don't reach the 5,000, you don't keep anything.
Right.
So yours, no matter how much you raise, you'll be able to keep whatever you get, right?
Right.
So what was how long was your project for, or like what did you put, 2 months or 3 months?
I started it at the end of June, and the deadline is like August 20th.
Uh-huh.
So I've currently raised up like 820, and my Budget, what I want to raise ideally 10,000, but I would be cool with 5,000. I'd be cool with that because the reason why I chose Indiegogo is because you could keep some amount.
And what's the film about?
So the film is about this guy named Edward Poon, and it's a take on horror comedy. So he's essentially he's a spirit hunter, and he's finding out that there's a demon in the bathroom. And he's trying to find ways to get rid of it, but when he realizes that it's too powerful, he gets assistance from a partner that he hires called Clayton Yarnell. Changed his name from Clayton Orange. It was a stupid name. So Clayton Yarnell. So he gets assistance from this guy. So these guys work together to get rid of this demon that's in the bathroom.
And it's a comedy.
It's a horror comedy, yes.
What other films are horror comedies? Like Scream?
One of the Evil Dead movies?
Evil Dead, that's a good example of horror comedy.
Oh, God.
So Evil Dead.
Not a fan of horror.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of horror either. I mean, because horror they tend to go like gory, and I like the suspense. So I say horror suspense because I like the earlier M. Night Shyamalan movies.
It seems like it'll be difficult to balance comedy and horror.
It definitely is, but I think if you're working with good elements of like humor within the character, I think as long as you're working with the character that is humorous, but the events that's going around him that are actually terrifying, I think the audience will be much more willing to side with the character because he's a funny guy. It's like you kind of feel for him.
You done writing this?
It's like in its 5th draft, so I'm actually writing it as we speak. So I'm hoping to be done with the next draft within next 2 weeks.
Oh, nice.
So,
is there a URL for that, or just search on Indiegogo?
You can search on Indiegogo. Just if you go on Indiegogo, you can just search The Bathroom Spirit, and you'll find it definitely there. And if you can make a contribution, that'd be great.
All right, I'm currently working on a script called The Mortician's Wife. Basically, I have not seen 6 Feet Under.
That's a good title, dude.
Yeah,
I like the title. Yeah, that's a good title.
It's about basically a woman.
I'm sold.
It's about a woman just upset with her life because she stayed in the mortician business to please her father, and she basically isn't happy until a new employee shows up and stirs things up.
And is this a feature length or?
Yeah, it's a feature length. If it's a comedy, it's a dark comedy, and I just want to talk about death and life, and the whole thesis of it is are there the worst things than death? And the answer is yes.
But you started out like
I agree.
Life.
Life is fucking hell, man.
You started off writing like plays, right?
I like to think of myself as a playwright. Like again, like
you and Ernesto need to hook up, and this was deep into theater. He got a degree, I hear, from UCLA.
Really, don't say. I didn't know that. I did not hear that.
Who are some of your favorite playwrights?
Yeah, actually, go for it.
My favorite playwrights are like Martin McDonagh.
Is he making these up?
You don't like Martin McDonagh?
I've never heard of this.
Oh, Martin McDonagh. He did like The Pillow Man, and okay. Yeah. I also like what's his name? Samuel Beckett. Samuel Beckett's a really good one.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Sucks. We don't know if he's making it up or not.
Samuel Beckett.
I take his word for it.
I guess the classic Eugene O'Neill, Arthur Miller. Even though I like Eugene
We
O'Neill.
didn't cover those guys at Valley College.
What? For me, it's more Tennessee Williams. Like,
I mean, I respect Tennessee Williams.
it's just a subtlety, especially what is it, The Whisper of the Nightingale? I think it's called. Just like this girl who has like a club of nerds. It's like it's really sad and depressing, especially like it's sort of like going off like Lash Menagerie. Like you have these people, these outcasts, trying to find love and. What is it called? But Christopher Durang actually is. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Baby with the Bathwater. It's like he was big in the '80s, and that's sort of what I grew up on, reading plays, anyways.
Uh-huh.
And yeah.
Oh, you also said David Mamet. David Mamet's good.
Yeah, the dialogue.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Sam Shepard. Sam Shepard is really good.
Yes. Sam Shepard is Curse of the Starving Class, right? Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. Okay. I know like True West.
But Neil Simon, like in college, instead of reading, I would just read plays and things like Prisoner on Second Avenue and Star Spangled Girl. Like they just inspired me. Like,
so what do you feel about writing scripts? Do you think is it more challenging for you, or now that or easier transitioning from playwriting to?
It's definitely because for me in my head, I'm always like. What do I need? I need a set. I need 10 minutes and just dialogue. And so my scripts are always dialogue heavy, and
right.
It's kind of hard, but still, I'm trying.
Do you feel his pain?
Yeah, because when you come from theater, you're concentrating on making sure the dialogue is driven, Because it's
Exposed comes off
it's
weird,
like,
too.
you know, you're on location for like 10 pages, 15 pages, but with film, it's like people are like, you got to make it fast, make it faster, and it's like, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
Like, I want to take my time, like, pay attention to the dialogue. Like, I don't have to rush through it.
I just want to mention the first movie I ever paid to see twice was Spanish Prisoner by David Mamet. Because I thought, even though I already knew after watching it the first time, I thought it was so clever.
I have seen it. We watched it, remember? Spanish Prisoner with Steve Martin.
Al Bundy's in it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Al Bundy. I've seen that one.
Ed O'Neill. That's his actor.
I wanted to
No,
indulge
he's Al Bundy.
myself.
Legally changed. Al
His
Bundy.
name is Al Bundy.
I can't believe we watched that.
Anything? You got some projects that you're working on?
I have a few projects. Nothing I really want to say out loud.
But your focus is more on writing, right?
Yeah. Focus
acting?
more on writing, a little bit of acting.
What's your genre?
Just drama. I'm the same as you. I'm dialogue heavy. I love the whole conversation, getting in people's heads.
Do you think that Tarantino is actually, like, for this table at least, like the guy, like our guy for film?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, he writes such long scenes.
Yeah.
And yet people are like, oh, that's fine. Oh,
Yeah.
no. It's great. It's fine that he's writing long scenes. But if I do it, go fuck yourself.
Well, you don't write that good.
Well, I mean, that could be argued.
Like, for me, like, True Romance for me, like, that dialogue, like, fuck, it's great.
Yeah, definitely. But I mean, like, there's also like, don't you think he kind of falls into like, well, I don't know, like Spielberg, right? Like if Spielberg makes a film, like nobody really talks shit about it, Like there's
Right.
they don't think like he's just like, oh, it's Spielberg.
No, I
like,
think-
he can't make a bad film.
I
Like,
think that-
Tarantino's almost.
Planet Terror, not Planet Terror, but the Grindhouse films.
Death Proof?
That proved that.
That's proof. I thought was pretty cool.
It was
That was
cool.
amazing.
It was
I like
cool,
that one too,
but what happened with the audiences? They were like, "Fuck that."
Yeah.
Inglourious Bastards. Can I just say, the New York Times gave it such like a warm review that when I went to go see it, like when I left there, it was a fucking masterpiece. Like I loved
Yeah.
it. Fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Again, this is our first episode, so we'd love to hear any feedback. You can go ahead and email us at elusiveminds@gmail.com. Any type of feedback, any questions or concerns, we would like to get in touch with the audience. Stay tuned on our website, elusiveminds.com, for any updates. Listen to the podcast. We haven't really set a time. Maybe twice a month, I think, or something like that would be good.
Cool.
We're going to be bringing on different guests, not only people that are involved in film, but in different arts, writers, poets, musicians, authors, whoever wants to sit down and talk with us, actors. We're going to bring Nate Grandma on.
Don't tell her about what I said earlier, please. She'll kick my ass.
Shitty Pines, mom.
So, so elusiveminds.com, elusiveminds@gmail.com, and that's pretty much it.
Right on. Thanks.
Thank you.
Good night.